I'm News Center Maine meteorologist Jason Nappi, tracking the nor'easter that's going to be moving through as we talk about Tuesday to Wednesday especially. So we'll get right to the maps and talk about what's going to be happening. Winter storm watches are up now, only for mostly southern Maine. This is until Wednesday afternoon. You see the counties here in blue, also back towards New Hampshire. This is going to be upgraded to a warning, and eventually I expect down east to get in on this. Not yet. The weather service, we're not quite in that 36 to 48 hour time frame, but satellite and radar for right now. We're taping this around 6 o'clock in the evening time. Notice the sky is all clear, no problems at all. Temperatures, as you'll notice today, as a northeast in the 40s here. 45 Augusta. You would not know a nor'easter is coming, and the March sun angle with all this clearing has been warming the ground. That will play into the forecast here. I want to head south and west and show you what's going on. So area of low pressure in the Great Lakes, low pressure here. This is over towards the Carolina coast. What's going to happen here is a Miller B nor'easter. So these two storms or areas of energy, pieces in the atmosphere, are going to merge. They're going to combine off the coast of the Carolinas up towards Cape Cod. So eventually those will come into play. I'll get into that in just a minute. Now let's look at the hour-by-hour forecast. Sunday night, no nor'easter. Same thing as we get to Monday morning. Clouds do increase. Wind is out of the east here and northeast. And watch what happens as we get to the day Monday. 40s for temperatures, okay? So another mild day into Monday afternoon. We drop to the 30s, and here's the wind basically due east here. And the ocean temperature is around 40. So that's going to start us off as a little bit of rain here Tuesday morning at 7 o'clock here. Southern coast, east of 95, Portsmouth, Kittery, raining. Snow going on, Portland on the border, Lewiston, and Rangeley. No snow up in Waterville or Bangor just yet. Now watch what happens Tuesday afternoon. This is a storm that's called to dynamically cool from the top down. So, Tuesday afternoon at 2 o'clock, all snowflakes here. The storm is very strong at this point. It's in the southern Gulf of Maine, and the atmosphere is cooling from the top down. So even though it is 35 in Augusta, it is snowing and snowing hard. And then Tuesday at 6 o'clock, here's the storm. That's the center of it, southeast of Portland. By the way, there are going to be 16-foot seas here near coast. Just point that out. So as you see here, temps are in the 30s and above freezing, but the storm, which is right here, a nor'easter, wind out of the northeast, there it is all wrapped up. It is bombogenesis. We call it a bomb cyclone because it's rapidly strengthening and deepening 24 millibars in less than 24 hours. So a very strong and powerful storm. Tuesday evening, here is the snow band. Southern coast, mid coast, down east. Notice up in the county, not a lot of snow going on. Temps still above freezing. 11 o'clock. Here's the storm blowing a tire in the weather highway, which I call the jet stream, and coming back at us here. So this snow is a long duration nor'easter. It's all day Tuesday basically into Tuesday night. Here's Wednesday at 7 in the morning. Still snowing Wiscasset, Rockland, but rain starting to move into Bar Harbor and snowing up in the county. Finally, the storm will weaken there. So let's break down the snowfall forecast. 1 to 3 western mountains up in the county. 3 to 6 around Route 2, heading up towards Farmington, back to Lincoln, Millinocket. And then 6 to 10 for most of the state. Down east, Bangor, Waterville, Augusta, Wiscasset, Portland, Lewiston. And then as we get down to basically Saco, Scarborough, York, Kennebunkport, and then Kittery, 6 to 10. Here's my 10-inch plus possible jackpot, okay? So basically interior York County, you have that northwestern corner of York County, which tends to do well in nor'easters. Deformation zone pops up. This is where I expect 10 inches possible. If it's going to happen right there, back into close to Manchester and just south of the presidential range. So let's talk impacts. Very high for travel. Near impossible travel when the storm is blowing close to near blizzard conditions. 35 miles an hour for the wind and the snow going on here. So very high. Power outages also high. Anywhere you have the high wind and the heavy wet snow, that's going to cause big problems on those tree limbs. Coastal flooding will be fortunately minor because it's not a high tide cycle. Thank goodness for that. Still going to be big time seas. Here are the wind gusts Tuesday afternoon, 20s generally, and then watch this crank up to 45, 53 Tuesday afternoon as the storm really gets powerful Tuesday night. You see those 30s and 40s near 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So that's one part. How about the seas? They're going to build Tuesday night, watch this here, to close to 16 feet offshore, near shore Portland. So Portland South has a threat here for some high seas. so that will go down Wednesday morning. Power outages here, the biggest threat from this storm. Notice I'm going to have us in the high range. As you see, the wind 35 to 55, 6 to 10 inches of snow, heavy wet with the wind. That's a bad equation. And lightning. We could even see some thunder snow. I've got that here on my notes. Thunder snow, a possibility. So here's a wrap up of the storm. Tuesday morning to Wednesday afternoon, heavy snow, wind, coastal flooding, power outage threat, the coast and the lakes region, and just south of the lakes region there. Oxford Hills, for example, getting on some heavy and wet snow in the forecast. This is a major storm for some of us, mostly moderate. Major is going to be interior York, moderate here in the orange, and it's minor for the rest of the state to limited heading up north and west. But really, this is the jackpot area. Sanford, you're in the potential jackpot for this storm as it pushes through. Once again, a nor'easter is a storm with winds from the northeast. It could be rain or snow or both. This one is mostly snow. Strong gusty winds could happen. They will happen with this storm. For the Mariners tomorrow, it's a gale watch. That's going to go up Tuesday to Wednesday. Eventually, I expect this to go to a storm warning. So we didn't have 6 o'clock news. So let's talk about the 7-day forecast here for you. This is a storm that's going to be generally 2 days, a little bit less than that, but high impact Tuesday late into early Wednesday. And then as we get to Thursday, Friday, we clear out. But here comes another storm for St. Patrick's Day. Late rain into rain and snow Saturday. And for the coast, more wind, but still it's a nor'easter and it will have big impacts. More updates on my social media, on Facebook and on Twitter, and updates on newscentermaine.com. Thank you.